Give us thanks for the opportunity you give us to serve the community and take care of these the members. Help us have good discernment and do as you see fit. And thank you for all that you do in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Let's have a pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. As you can see, we're running with a short crew tonight, so I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes from the March 22nd meeting. Are there any corrections or additions to them?
Motion to approve it.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, David, can you review the agenda for us, please?
Yes, certainly. Appreciate it. So first, we are going to offer a moment for public input. It is not here. There's no one here to provide public input, and there's no one signed up on the list at the podium. So there's no need to hold public input. However, there are two things on the planning board's agenda for today. The first is subdivision 1, 2021, final plat recording for Jessup's Ridge. And the second is subdivision 1, 2018, final plat recording, area 8, map 5, Tillage Traditions. The planning director will introduce both cases, offer the representatives a moment to answer any questions or provide any comments related to those cases.
Okay.
And then after those presentations, the planning board will vote on those. Concluding planning board review, we'll jump into new business, which there is none at this time, old business, which there is none at this time, and then reports or comments. So that's the agenda.
Okay. Well, shall we jump right into subdivision 01, 2021, the final plat for Jessup's Ridge? This is it.
Well, I guess I can present here and flip through the
Yeah.
material.
Because I can't read either one of those screens from here, but we got it all here, right?
Yep, you got it all there, and you should have
The
a
plat.
plat with
Yeah.
it too.
David, you should be able to make it bigger, like about 100%. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's better. There you go.
Yeah.
So, subdivision 1, 2021, this case was heard back in February for preliminary plat. Planning board had approved it at that time. What we have before you today is a package of attachments 1 through 7. The final plat staff report for subdivision 1, 2021, 911 addressing and comments, environmental health comments, public utilities comments, NCDOT comments. The planning board had requested by their authority a statement by a licensed surveyor, and the applicant did go ahead and collect that related to public comments that were subject to the property. And then the final plat is the last attachment, which every member should have a copy in front of them. So I'll briefly just run through the staff report. The staff wants to clarify the request. The request is for Whitmore, Cox, and Cox, represented by Michael M. Sandy, to seek approval for final plat recording of the Jessup's Ridge subdivision, a 5.14 acre subdivision for future development areas. Water and sewer is available at the site. Water and septic. Water, the county does supply water to the site, and then previously the Environmental Health Department has permitted the lots for septic. So staff collected 4 agency comments related to this case, one from NCDOT, indicating that no new offside road improvements were required. This comment can be found as attachment 5 of your packet. The second comment is from Montgomery County 911 addressing. The 911 addresses will be issued at the time of signing, and we have a statement from Kyle Morris, the 911 address for the county, clarifying that. Public utilities, please refer to attachment 4. Water service is available with adequate capacity to support the development. And then, as I mentioned before, Montgomery County Environmental Health permits have been approved for the lots. So as far as open space requirements are being met with the proposed final plat. And the final plat is accurate in detail and design. So staff finds that all requirements of the subdivision ordinance have been met. The applicant has demonstrated adequate open space dedication and has met watershed and density regulations. Furthermore, the applicant has worked diligently with a surveying professional to provide a letter of negligible impact to the concerned elements of the neighborhood brought up in the last planning board meeting regarding this case. NCDOT comment has also been collected in reference to the concerned elements of the neighborhood. The applicant has been very cooperative in collecting the required materials for preliminary plat consideration. So that concludes staff's report. Does the representative have any information they'd like to share?
How you doing tonight? I'll be glad to answer any questions. I think staff
For the
report.
record, you have to state your name
Oh.
and address.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Michael Sandy, 2627 Breckenridge Center Drive, Monroe, North Carolina,
Okay.
28110.
Thank you.
But I'll be glad to answer any questions. I think we provided everything the planning board and staff has asked.
Yeah, we went through most of this last time, but we, there were questions about the water runoff and so
Right.
forth. And so it appears that that's all been answered, so.
Right, and as you
In
see
my
the,
opinion, I don't know.
as you seen the letter, that there was some debris in front of one of the pipes, and that's been removed. DOT
Okay.
probably cleared that out at request.
I don't have anything else.
I don't.
Well, either,
I don't, thank you for.
appreciate
doing
it.
that. Thank you. David, did anybody from the community follow up with pictures or anything?
No, staff didn't receive any pictures between February 22nd and today. So it's just, it's one of those things. Staff also reached out to NCDOT for that email,
Right.
and they had offered to do an initial inspection if there was actually anything that would warrant that, but we just haven't found anything. So
Okay,
I understand they're still willing to do that. It's just, we need the evidence.
right, okay, thank you. Is there action from us on this, or?
Yes,
Yeah.
so the action that we're seeking is for the planning board to approve final plat.
Now, after our training session before, we can do the contingency and do everything at the same time?
So we're not required
Required
to
to do
do a
contingency for this
consistency
anymore?
statement. We just have to, in Montgomery County, we've got to seek your approval to record final plats
Okay,
per the ordinance. So that's what we're seeking approval for.
okay. Can I have a motion
Motion to approve.
to approve? Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor of approving sub 01 2021? Aye,
Aye.
all done.
Thank you.
Thank you very
the
much for
extra effort.
putting all this together and all the good effort.
Thank you.
All right, the next case is this. The next case for the planning board's review is another final plat reporting request. This is for subdivision 1, 2018, area 8, map 5. As you can see, this is a subsection of the Tillery Traditions project,
Yeah,
which we've signed a variety of final plats for. So attached in your agenda packet is obviously a copy of the final plat, and then full-size copies are available at your desk. Staff report, NCDEQ water system permit and comment from local agency, NCDEQ sewer system permit and comment from local agency, and then the final plat. Excuse me, that should read the staff report is first, and then the final plat is the last affixed. So staff will briefly run through the report that they've generated. So the applicant is Arjo Harris and Associates on behalf of the Tillery Traditions Incorporated. They're seeking approval for the final plat of Area 8, Map 5 for 4 lots. And that is not correct, so I apologize for that. Let's go, that is not 4 lots. It is 8 lots, that's correct. 8 lots, and then reserved open space is these 2 lots, if I'm not mistaken. Or common area. as they could quite often be called. All water and sewer permits for Area 8, Map 5 have been completed. Infrastructure has been installed at the site. As far as water goes, NCDEQ partial final approval letter for serial number 1800577 for water system improvements is attachment 3. And then for sewer NCDEQ permits, WQ0040066 for sewer system improvements is attachment 4. All lots included in the application do have sewer facilities available to them. Agency comments, staff collected comments from 4 agencies, NCDOT, finding that the new plat did not trigger any offsite road improvements. The town of Mount Gilead finding that sewer infrastructure has been installed. Montgomery County 911 address finding that all addresses have been assigned to the lot. And then Montgomery County Public Utilities find that partial final approval from DEQ has been secured. As far as open space, this is a larger project, so we're very conscious about the open space requirements. So the applicant is reporting 2 new lots for common open space included with map 5, and these total roughly 2 acres, but realistically 1.926 acres. Now they had previously recorded open space in map 3 of 1.73 acres, and then map 1 of 1.625 acres. So staff would like to remind the planning board that the applicant had applied for this under cluster development projects under the administrative code sub 01/2018 with the following standards: a minimum lot area of 7,800 square feet, lot width, a minimum lot width of 52 feet. Number 3, requested setbacks in yards, a front yard setback of 30 feet, side yard setback of 5 feet, and then a rear yard setback of 30 feet for all lots, even the waterfront lots. And then staff always reminds cluster development projects that setbacks are measured from eaves, overhangs, or protrusions from buildings. So in conclusion, staff determines that utilities have been installed in accordance with the approval of the preliminary plat. The staff would also like to comment that the subdivider has abided by all conditions set forth under the preliminary plat approval at this time. So at that time, that concludes staff's report. Does the representative of the applicant have any comments that they would like to share? If you'll approach and share your name and address.
Good evening. My name is John Webster. I'm with Webster Law Office in Albemarle. It's 146 North 4th Street in Albemarle. I don't have any comments. I was the sacrificial lamb sent over here to see this through. It is an extension of a larger project, and hopefully, as you can see, we're coming to the end. So there may only be one other request, I think, in this area if everything goes as planned, and then that should be wrapped up as far as Tillery is concerned.
Can you tell me again, I'm looking at map, I see 1 COS, which I'm assuming is common open space.
Right.
You said there were 2 lots for that, and these other large lots that are on this plat, I don't quite understand what those are. 2051 and 2047?
So 2051 and 2047 are actually pre-platted lots that
Oh.
Tillery's had. It's basically related to that project. Those would be the 2 areas that I'm talking about potentially would be the final request from Tillery, but I'm not involved in the actual mapping and engineering process.
Because I know originally, the reason I'm asking, originally the open space was over on the upper side, not down behind these lots.
I think there's some, I don't know the answer to that. There is some to the left of the top one there, I think 2051?
The 2051's the top one, but the place to the left, there's,
Yeah, that area there, they own that. And they're
it's
not-
got that sign here stuck on top of it. There we go. Underneath the sign here, it says common open space, okay.
Underneath all those lots, I think. Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's on top.
We got like this little sticker thing.
Yeah, you don't have the sticker there, but where the writing is
I
on
see
the
it.
left,
Yep.
where it says N/F, Tiller Tradition Area 8, Map 1.
Oh,
Yep. And that, my
That is part of
understanding
the open space. Both of those together are part of the open
That's
space.
correct.
correct.
Okay, I just want
And
to make
that
sure.
is not, they're not developing that at all. They're gonna grade it, leave it grass area and whatever they need for the neighborhood
Okay.
there, is my understanding.
Should we update your staff report to
Yeah, I
get
need
the
to
right lot
update
numbers
that.
on here?
Right, I need to update that staff report.
I'm just
So-
amazed at how well that place is going.
You and I both. It's actually a long time coming for them, I know, and they're excited to have, and the way that it's gone with people coming there and actually having interest has been really good as well. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully this will be there'll be one more installment and that will be it. And I haven't seen the engineering on it, so I don't even know what that will look like. But as soon as
Okay.
we get that, we'll prepare that and get it to David and take care of it.
Yeah, so the lots are truly 815 through 816. So those four, and then 828 through 831. Those are the lots that are being
Right.
permitted with this.
813 through 816.
813 through 816, yeah.
That's correct.
28 to 31 on the other side.
Okay, plus the two common
And
areas.
a common.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, I go by there probably twice a week. My wife loves going in there to see how it's coming, so I saw all the work going on this section and putting the water lines in and everything, so I knew it was coming up quickly. So,
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions of anything else, concerns? Okay. I can't make motions, so can,
Do we need to make a motion for the staff report to be, to approve with corrections made?
Sure.
Okay. So the motion made to approve the plat with staff report updating the lot numbers. Is that all you need?
that's correct.
You need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Well, that was easy. A lot of
Thank
good
you.
work. It doesn't
That was easy.
take long.
Yeah. I gotta go see all these houses. I keep reading about them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna sign them tonight.
some
and
small
then
lots though, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
point
There they
two.
are.
This,
Point
Consider
two.
selling
is that
them,
okay?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, here.
A lot of people may not want a yard, you know, like, a lot to keep up.
So
Yeah,
for
that's
like
true.
final
That's
signing,
true.
so then we'll send it to tax, and we'll send it to register of deeds, and then
You
we'll get
are
another one
correct.
address. Certainly. I appreciate your visit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day. Okay, Dave, are we done?
Yeah,
Wow, 20 minutes.
I know. that's
I know,
good.
hey.
Well, I certainly want to offer an opportunity for any new business or old business if you guys have any, but at this time, I don't have any that I'd like to introduce.
You don't have anything coming down the pipe?
Well, now there's stuff coming down the pipe. So we've got the 160Ds. Those revisions will be in your hands soon.
Okay.
We're just waiting for legal approval, and as soon as legal does approve them, we'll be able to advertise and get drafts over to you guys. They're robust, they're very long, because the way the Montgomery County ordinance is it's kind of scattered all over the place, and some of the zoning regulations and land use regulations that are afflicted by 160D are actually in the code of ordinance, not just the zoning section.
Okay.
So staff had to revise everything. I'm gonna try and get it so that it's commented out and you guys can easily engage with it, but it's gonna be a lot, so I wanna give you guys plenty of time to comb through it.
Okay. And get it to us inside, in a long, so we can read it, and peruse it, and question it to start with. 'cause-
I will probably send it to you tomorrow, just without legal approval, because I'm pretty confident in it, and I've been waiting on their blessing for a little bit now, and so I think, you guys' 2 cents on some of the elements that are being proposed would be very valuable.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, as far as other things, there are 3 or 4 major subdivision applications that I've not received yet, but I've talked with developers about. And one of which is incredibly sizable. It's another scalar project like the Tillery Traditions project that would be
Is that the one that we had the preliminary on already? Because it has never gone anywhere in terms of anything else.
Right, so that is the one that a previous preliminary plat was approved.
Yeah.
That plat has expired,
Yeah.
and
It's not bad.
the applicant has decided to go a different direction anyways altogether, so we couldn't even carry the preliminary plat over.
Is that the one that did the fire road through?
Yeah.
Where is that located at?
But he wanted to, well,
It's on Lake Tillery,
It's on
so, yeah.
they had initially called it
So there were that.
Thickery something, Thickery Cove or something, I mean, something.
You've been
I
around for a
forgot.
while, were they?
I heard they wanted to
Multifamily,
make a
like
camping
high rises
area
up
out of
about
it.
20 years ago?
Yeah, so there's been a few ideas
Okay.
pitched, one of which was an
Where's
RV
that- where's that
resort, and
beside
I think that's kind of simmered out.
Woodrun
The new
side or-
proposal is
It's what?
similar to the
Woodrun
Tillery
side or-
Traditions project
No,
of
it's over- it's
cluster
over
development for
toward,
single-family homes.
Lewis
Okay.
Bridge.
Gotcha.
I have a question, this is just out of my, we've got, seems like every subdivision now is a cluster subdivision. So essentially, it seems like we have just by default modified our R1 requirements to be that, because how can you deny anybody that when you've approved it for everybody else?
Yeah, so that's a really good comment. So staff is hoping to clear this up with the 160D changes.
Yeah,
It's not, I don't feel like it's explicit enough, but very clearly we're saying that a cluster development or cluster subdivision that's being proposed is in fact a conditional use permit. So you would have to follow that same process, which that process is getting a new name but preserving its intent. It's going to be called a special use permit, but you're going to have to seek that for approval. So it would still come before you guys and the Board of Adjustments, which with the proposed changes would also be you guys.
Well, let me ask you another question, since we're talking briefly.
Certainly.
On things that are already existing around the lake, and most of those were built before the 10-foot, the current 80-foot wide, 10-foot rules were set anyway, so they are more in line with the cluster development anyway.
Right.
But people that are there suffer through, when they want to do anything, the wide restrictions on large lots when their lots are small.
Right.
And to me, that is a serious drawback of those people, a penalty for people in that regard. They have to always apply for a variance, which some of the times they get, some of the times they don't get.
Well, it's an
Depends
involved
on-
process as well.
Yeah, I know, it's a process, but I'm just saying that one of the questions I have is if we've gone this route for all these new developers, I don't see how we can fairly tell people who are already there that they can't do that anymore. They can't do that.
Right. Well, I think we can certainly, I think if I send it to you, the 160D changes, that's the opportunity to make recommendations on, revising the setback regulations. Because you're right, if you own a lakefront property in Montgomery County, there's a 90% chance that it's legal nonconforming. Like,
Yeah.
just with what's already there. And
Oh, yeah.
the, Mr. Reynolds and I had talked briefly about this, but the non-conforming, what I like to call the destruction clause, is very strict in this county. So, let's say you've got a deck that you want to remove and replace. Well, our ordinance actually says that you can't do that if it violates setbacks. You're going to need to seek a variance. Now, elsewhere, it's not written that way, but it is here. And so I think the opportunity to make changes
Yeah,
or proposed changes are within these 160D changes.
okay. All righty, thank you.
Yeah. You guys have any?
Any other business? Can I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion?
Yes.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. We actually made it in under 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.